FitFab family. Have you ever wondered how it would be like to grind your own flour at home? I used to bake at home with the store-bought flour until I found life-changing benefits of the freshly ground flour. Here's how it changed my health, my baking, and my creativity in the kitchen. Like many of you, I started with using the 100% whole wheat flour, which was like 50% of my recipe. And then the other 50%, I used the bread flour, which was white flour. I was happy that I was making bread at home, but I kept thinking about the ways to make it more flavorful and healthier. I wanted to make 100% whole wheat bread. One day, while looking online, I noticed that Food to Live had 100% whole wheat bread flour, which was organic. I decided to purchase that and use the 100% whole wheat bread flour instead of that white bread flour in my recipe. I thought it was the best option at that time, although I was still using the store-bought flour. Until one day, I discovered something even better. While I was looking for the 100% whole wheat bread flour, I noticed that Food to Live also had kamut flour. I became curious to know about this kamut flour. One day, I was looking and researching the kamut flour when I stumbled upon something that completely blew my mind. Freshly ground flour. I learned that when you use the freshly ground flour in your recipe, you keep all those minerals, vitamins, healthy fats, and phytonutrients intact, which can get lost during commercial processing. By doing so, not only my bread will be healthier, but also would taste so much flavorful. I was hooked. So finally, in September of 2023, I took a plunge and bought my Mock Mill 200. It was definitely an investment, but I was so excited about the health benefit, the flavor, and control over baking that I was going to get. While I started grinding my own flour, I was amazed with the freshness of that flour, and it brought a flavor explosion in my baked goods. My taste bud just started doing a little happy dance. I have always been curious about the health benefits of different grains and have experimented with varieties like buckwheat, oat, quinoa, millet,
brown rice, barley, corn,
and rye flours. Some of them are a bit pricey, but I loved the diversity that they brought to my baking. Before grinding at home, all these flours would sit in my pantry and get stale. But now, I can grind them when I need them, as much as I need them, so no more waste, no more throwing away of the flour. I buy my grains online in bulk to save the cost. I can actually put the information down here about the website from where I purchase them. After purchasing, when they arrive, I put them in the freezer for a few days to kill any weevil eggs. After that, they are good in the pantry without any worry about them getting infested. They stay fresh and last for a long time. So the whole grains have 3 layers. The innermost layer is the germ layer, and that's the powerhouse of the nutrients. It is rich in the healthy fat, antioxidant like vitamin E and B vitamins. Now the outermost layer is called bran layer, and that's rich in fiber, B vitamin, and trace minerals like zinc, iron, manganese, selenium. Now the middle layer is called the endosperm, and that is rich in carbohydrate and protein. Now when you buy the white flour, in that particular flour, this nutrient-rich bran layer and the germ layer are removed. So you actually miss all those nutrients from those 2 layers. Now 100% whole wheat flour, when you get all those 3 layers, remain intact. But what happens is that this healthy fat in the germ and all those like vitamins, they get oxidized over the period of time. as the flour sit in the shelf for months before you actually buy and consume it, all these nutrient levels are definitely gone down. So when you grind your flour at home, all those nutrients are intact. I usually try to grind my flour and use it immediately. Sometimes I grind it and put it in the freezer to maintain all these nutrients. I'm so happy that my family is getting the benefit of all these nutrients when I bake bread at home using the freshly milled flour. Now that I grind my own flour, I feel so creative. I feel like a boss. I make my unique flour blends. I love to combine the modern wheat variety like hard white wheat and soft white wheat with the ancient wheat varieties like spelt, einkorn, farro, kamut to get a great flavor and texture in my breads. I also love to combine the wheat varieties with the oat flour or the barley flour, and I particularly use them to make the pancakes. I also make this unique Ezekiel inspired blend which uses the wheat, barley, millet, even the beans and lentils. And I feel really great when my kids eat the baked goods made with this flour blend. I think it's really nutritious for them. Also, let me tell you, it's so satisfying to watch that grain turning into the flour right before your eyes. It's so fun and therapeutic. So after using mock mill for a while, I wanted to expand my milling options and try some new features. So last month I purchased the new Nutrimill Impact Mill. So stay tuned. In my next video, I will be sharing the comparison between these two mills. So in mock mill, the stones are utilized to grind the grains, whereas in Nutrimill Impact, the milling head is made up of stainless steel. So grinding my own flour has not only saved me money in the long run, but it has also made my baking so much flavorful, healthier, and more sustainable. I will never go back to the store-bought flour again. Now, if you're thinking about starting to grind your flour at home, or if you have already been grinding flour at home, I would love to know your thoughts and experiences. So after listening to my personal story, if you have any question about today's content, please feel free to comment down below, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more baking tips and health hacks. Alright everyone, stay fit, stay fabulous, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.